I wish I knew what this meant. Hi. I was looking at this. I wish I knew if this was anything. Anyway, welcome back to the channel. First time? Welcome to the, one of the most disorganized videos before I take a break for a month. If there's one thing that's been consistent with my channel for the past year, it has been me mentioning Dragon Ball Z. Whether it has been in that just rambling mess of lost media preservation video that just went directions, whether it's during stream when I used to put it up here on a portable DVD player, or during my favorite things video, or during just stream in general when I was talking about it as I was watching it. I watched Dragon Ball Z for the first time last year and fell in love with the series, the world, everything about it, honest. I know it's just kind of like goofy, odd, scream, punch hard, whatever, but there's kind of a charm in how simplistic it is. Even when it gets more complicated and convoluted and frankly dumber later, the simplicity of just I scream loud and hit harder, you can't really beat that. So I thought finally it would be fun if I finally just made a video about Dragon Ball Z and Dragon Ball Super. I have not watched the original Dragon Ball yet. It's on my list. And I have not watched Dragon Ball GT because I don't know if it's canon yet, and dear God, I don't want it to be canon, because even the things they do in the anime for Super are f***ing nutty, and the manga's going all sorts of directions. If GT is still somehow canon... What? I know enough about GT that I don't really care to watch it. I own it, I just don't care right now. So I thought it would be fun if I, at long last, did a video talking about which sagas I like the most, which sagas I don't like that much, and put them all kind of on a tier list of sorts. I wanted to avoid the tier list format because I've done it so much, but it just works. It's a crack. It works. Don't use crack, kids. It doesn't work. Anyway, I know that there's like in between art things between the main sagas. I'm not talking about those. I'm specifically talking about the main ones, and you'll see what I mean when I show the list. Oh, good hair. Good job. Also, for Z, I've only watched Kai. I have not watched original Dragon Ball Z, so non-canon arcs like Garlic Jr. will not be here because I have not seen it. And any other non-canon, that's the only one I know of. I'm not including the arc of Gohan running around in the woods screaming and bitching and moaning because Piccolo's mean to him for 40 episodes. I'm not doing that one. Well, let's just get started so you can see this disorganized mess. Ready? Here we go. Welcome to this disorganized mess. So, here, as you can see, we got Saiyan, Frieza. Don't ask me why the Android Saga got all sorts of wacky. Cell Saga, and then with the Cell Saga, I'm including Bug Cell, Imperfect Cell, and Perfect Cell. This same, including Jiro, Android 19, 17, 18, whatever, and 16. The tournament before the Buu Saga, so like the World Tournament, I think it was called, the Buu Saga. And then the after Buu Saga, the end of Z, as people call it, I think it's called the World Peace arc. I'm going to include that as well. And then for Super, the four main ones, Battle of Gods, Resurrection F, Goku Black, or Zamatsu, and Tournament of Power. So this should be a very quick, simple little bang, 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 and explain my reasoning. But we're going to start chronologically with the Saiyan Saga. As someone who hasn't seen original Dragon Ball, I can understand why the Saiyan Saga is the way that it is. I think it's a little too slow for its own good. Even in Kai, where it's like 10 episodes, I think it's still too slow. There's not a whole lot that goes down, and not a whole lot that matters. I mean, Vegeta is like the only new character introduced from that matters. You learn Goku has a brother, and that matters for that arc and no other arc at all. By the way, I'm going to throw around the term arc and sagas like they're interchangeable. It's just how I roll. I'm sorry. But yeah, Raditz doesn't matter after that saga, so that's cool. Vegeta is great, but he doesn't really become his own character till the next saga. I mean, the only thing that's like popular about this one is Yamcha's death, which is very funny. But also, again, like I understand they did a 5-year time skip from the end of just regular Dragon Ball. You kind of just want to ease yourself into these characters again. I mean, I get that. I understand. And I understand, too, there's a lot. If you went and read or watched original Dragon Ball, there's a lot of, like, just huge bombs that just get thrown on you. Goku's from space. He has a brother from space. He's part of an elite warrior race that was meant to basically just destroy planets so that Frieza could sell them as real estate. Like, just... there's a lot that goes down. However, for a first arc of Dragon Ball Z, it's okay. It's fine. Like, it's alright. Not my favorite, not the worst, pretty alright. I'm going to put it... I'm thinking a B or a C for this one. Honestly, I think I'm just going to put it in C for now. I might move it later. Probably going to move it later. Yeah, I'm going to move it now. I'm going to put it in B. It gets a B. Next up is Frieza. The Frieza saga is phenomenal. Frieza saga is long. It's painful. And it deserves every single right to be as long and as painful as it is. Because of how long it is, even in Kai, I think it's still the longest arc, saga, whatever. Because of how long it is, you are just waiting and hoping and praying that Frieza gets his shit pushed in. And for the longest time, it is a struggle. There's never, even when Goku shows up, there's never a feeling that everyone's got it completely under control. Because when it was just Krillin, Gohan, and Bulma, obviously Bulma can't do too much. I mean, I feel like she could do more, but whatever. Krillin and Gohan could only do so much. So there obviously are no match for the Ginyu Force, most of Frieza's men, Frieza himself, Dodoria, Zarbon, all of them. So it's like this, they gotta sneak around, be undetected, and it's just this fight for survival and struggle. And then they introduce Dende, who I love Dende, I think he's great. And then Vegeta, on the other hand, is just being this loose cannon, just going rogue, and it's great. And then the Ginyu Force show up, then Goku finally shows up, Goku gets his pushed in, and then it's just Piccolo, Gohan, Krillin, and Vegeta teaming up for the first time with them in a desperate struggle to stay alive against Frieza until Goku's finally ready to come back. And then finally, once he comes back, it still doesn't even feel like they got it in the bag until the Shonen transformation happened, which, say what you will and want about Shonen transformations and Dragon Ball Z in general, with its, the joke of Goku screams for 7 episodes just to hit a guy once and that's it. Goku turning Super Saiyan for the first time is still some of the most intense and fantastic anime anything. It's so good. It really puts some hairs on your nuts. It's fucking sick. I love that. It's so good. Goosebumps every time. Frieza Saga is long. It's kind of hard to get through it for a little bit, but it's worth it. The struggle, the length, it all has a reason, because then once it all wraps up, it feels so earned and so good. I'm gonna give Frieza Saga, it's probably the best in my opinion. I'm gonna give it an S. It is the best. It's the best saga so far. Next, we're gonna do the Android Saga. This introduces time travel to the series and kind of makes it confusing for some people if you really think about it. I just kind of turn my brain off and I'm like, yep, that makes sense. I'm not thinking about this. So in this saga, Trunks shows up to tell Goku that, hey, in 3 years' time, androids are going to show up and destroy the world, and you're going to die of a heart virus, and everyone else is going to die because you're not there to help them. So we get a lot of training, a lot of whatever, just for 2 androids to show up, and then Trunks to come back from the future to see how it's going, only to see that they're finding androids that are completely different and not who they intended. And then finally, eventually, we get to see Android 17 and 18 get woken up, and new to Trunks' information, or world or whatever, is Android 16. He didn't exist in Trunks' future, so things are already different. Android 16 is probably my favorite new character from this arc. 17's also great, 18's really cool too, but 16's just like, his goal of just trying to kill Goku and nothing else, like he just, if Goku is not near, he won't stress about it. He'll just kind of sit there and just like observe nature, because he just loves nature. He's just a chill dude unless Goku's around, and I really, really like that a lot. I love Android 18 and Vegeta's fight too. I think that's a really good fight, and I think it leads, even though I know that this arc, saga, whatever, was written and edited and then rewritten and whatever because Akira Toriyama's editors didn't like the first androids, then they didn't like the second androids, and then they didn't like the way that Cell looked, then they didn't like the way that New Cell looked, then they finally liked the way Perfect Cell looked. It was a long thing. I think he figured out a way to carefully orchestrate and carefully figure out a way to give in to the editor's demands without making it too much of a weird change, With that, I'm going to put the Android Saga specifically, I'm going to put that also in B. I think it's really good. See, this is the problem no, fuck you, Saiyan Saga's getting, whoa, movie magic. Saiyan Saga's getting moved. Android Saga is absolutely better than Saiyan Saga. I would not say that the Saiyan Saga and Android Saga are the same in any way, shape, or form. I would rather watch the Android Saga than the Saiyan Saga again. The only cool thing about the Saiyan Saga is Kaioken, and Kaioken is awesome. But yeah, that's where I'm going to put the Android Saga. Next, the Cell Saga. Everything that the Android Saga was leading up to was this. The Cell Saga is like where all the build-up for Gohan pays off. All of it. Gohan's character development finally pays off here. Gohan's secret hidden power potential finally pays off here. It's so good. And it's like when everything goes down, when everything like Mr. Satan stuff annoyed me. I hated Mr. Satan a lot when he first showed up. Hell, there's a tweet of me asking if Mr. Satan ever f***s off because he was pissing me off. I hated him being around so much. But once everything gets going, Goku fights Cell and is like, I can't beat you. Here's my kid. And everyone's like, what are you doing? And Goku's like, yeah, trust me. Watch this. And Gohan actually is like kicking ass and doing whatever. And it causes Goku to get sacrificed. Like Goku has to sacrifice himself to save everyone. And with the rules of the Dragon Balls, this is the last time that he can be revived. So he's dead for good. It's so good. Piccolo and Kami combining again because Piccolo's changed so much because of Gohan. And Gohan losing it because of Android 16's death. That whole bit is like peak. Like the Frieza Saga is so good. I like bit all. The Frieza Saga is so good because of how long it takes. The Cell Saga is so good because it finally like delivers on everything that it was building up to with Gohan's character. However, it does take some time to get there, and when it finally does get there, it feels earned. But knowing what happens to the character later, it's kind of a disappointment. But that doesn't affect the Cell Saga. I honestly think the Cell Saga is probably right neck and neck with Frieza. Just the way it ends, the way that it goes, it's so good. Trunks getting killed and Vegeta actually giving a shit is like so cool. Such a great minor character development for Vegeta. It's so good. Anyway, I think that this is like neck and neck with the Frieza Saga. Just this. I separated these because together probably bring it down to an A, but a separate, it's solid B and S. The Frieza Saga is just good, and the Cell Saga is just a fantastic delivery on who Gohan is and what his character was leading up to. I think. All right, what the f*** is this World Tournament? I think the World Tournament arc, the little tournament before Boo. This one was interesting for me, right? And I'll explain that. So I did not know how much I loved tournament sagas and arcs. Tournament arcs are like my shit, and I didn't know that. But while I was watching this arc, I was just like, damn, I hope Boo never shows up. I don't want this to end. This is amazing. I love this. But it makes perfect sense, too, because I loved the Rocky movies when I was a kid, so this is just like, it's just watching people fight and moving to the next bracket and then fighting the winner of that. It's how tournaments work. It was so endearing and entertaining, and I loved every second of it. And with this tournament arc, I'm also going to tie in the Majin Vegeta bit, too. So the tournament gets interrupted by the two gray guys. I don't remember their names. Anyway, it gets interrupted by them. They fly off and whatever. Goku, Vegeta, and Gohan go to stop Majin Buu's awakening, whatever. And Vegeta lets himself get taken over. Vegeta letting himself get taken over finally lets him become the villain again. And this whole time during the tournament, he's been just like simmering on how he'll never be better than Goku, or Goku's always surpassing him in some way, even though he's not a prince or whatever. Vegeta's got all this pride, Goku has none of it, and he's pissed about how no matter what Vegeta does, Goku always seems to come out on top. He also settled down, had a family, like he's kind of forgotten the warrior prince that he was. And once he becomes Majin Vegeta and lets his body get taken over, he still has his own free will. Buu doesn't have the Majin Buu doesn't have complete control over him, but he does just get to be evil again. And the first thing he does is go back to the tournament and just kill a huge section of the audience, just blows them apart. Goku and Vegeta fight. Vegeta gives a fantastic speech to Goku about, just the struggles, and then finally realizing like what he's done, because now Majin Buu's free. He's realized, oh, I can't. This is done. It's over. Like we're. And so he knocks out Goku, goes to go try and take care of Majin Buu. Trunks, his child, tries to tell him he'll help, he'll do what he can. It's his dad, he'll help him defeat Boo, and Vegeta says, like, okay, knocks him out so he doesn't have to watch his dad kill himself. Because Vegeta just runs into the fight, says goodbye to everybody, and then blows himself up in the hopes that the suicide bomb attempt will also kill Majin Buu. And when it doesn't work, that is devastating. The Majin Buu arc starts so high. It starts so high. The world tournament arc. Again, it's so good. The first 10, 15 episodes of the Buu Saga, where it's this and the Majin Vegeta stuff. Again, I'm talking Kai, I'm not talking Original Z. Phenomenal. Absolutely stellar. Some of the best. Awesome. Oh, also, if you're like, I didn't watch Z, why is Goku back? It's because Fortune Teller Baba allows people in the afterlife to have a day pass. They can come back to Earth for one day and one day only, then they're sent back to Otherworld and forever. So Goku decided to come down for this tournament, say hi to everybody, meet Goten, his son, and then bounce. And it's so good. However, once the Buu Saga kicks in, there are highs and there are lows with the Buu Saga. This one's hard, because the beginning of the Buu Saga is... Once Buu shows up, the beginning is really good. Goku's too weak to fight him. Trunks and Goten can't fight him. So Goku has to teach Trunks and Goten how to fuse. We get to see Super Saiyan 3, which Goku kind of just pulls out of his ass. And, you know, we get to see Goten eventually. And it's really good. Until Goku has to go back to Otherworld because his day pass is over. Then it starts to take a decline. See, during the original fight with Buu, Gohan got knocked out and was found by the Supreme Kai and Gabito. They took him back to the land of Kais to train him to fight Buu. So what that training meant is they give him a sword, the Z sword. He gets to train with that for a little bit. He breaks the sword. The Elder Kai is then free. And then the Elder Kai is like, hey, if you sit here for 24 hours and I just do this for 24 hours and I just go for 24 hours, I will unlock your hidden potential, which we already did during the Cell games. Gohan, may I remind you, already got his hidden potential unlocked when 16 died. That's what caused, like, the snap, that sick-ass shot. You know the one I'm talking about? That's kind of what we did during the Cell Saga, but that's fine. So, what it ends up turning into is Majin Buu and Babidi, Babidi's the person that got him out, are terrorizing Earth for a while. Gohan is sitting in place for like 20 episodes, not doing a goddamn thing. Because the land of Kais is in Otherworld, Goku can sit there and visit Gohan and watch his training, and it's just a lot of kind of meandering and not much happening. Goten and Trunks fuse to make Gotenks, and they fight Buu forever. Even though their fusion can only take 30 minutes, they fight him for 40 episodes or something. And then finally, once all that waiting is done, all the build-up, all of this time for Gohan to get his ultimate potential unlocked, they send him down to Earth. He doesn't turn into a Super Saiyan, and I looked it up. It's because apparently the unleashed Gohan is stronger than Super Saiyan 2. Fine. I feel like they would stack, though, Super Saiyan 2 and the unlocked potential. Maybe they wouldn't stack. I don't know. But I feel like they might have stacked. He does this. He fights Buu for like 3 episodes. Then he dies. All that time was spent, and then he gets absorbed by Buu, and Buu becomes stronger. And all of the fighting against Buu is so slapsticky that doesn't feel like there's any impact. It's just so cartoony. And I know it's stupid because it is a cartoon, but it doesn't feel like there's impact. It doesn't feel, when they throw a punch, it feels like it's just kind of it'd be like throwing a punch into a puddle of pudding. Like, that's kind of what the punches feel like. There's no impact to them. So then, once the Elder Kai sacrifices himself to give Goku life again, which doesn't end up really mattering because the Elder Kai, since the land of Kais is another world anyway, he just kind of exists still. It's fine. Goku goes back to Earth to then try and fight Buu. And Elder Kai, or Supreme Kai, whatever, gives Goku the Potara earrings, which if he puts one on his left ear and somebody else puts one on their right ear, they fuse, and it's a permanent fusion. So the goal was to go down and give it to Gohan, but Gohan's... So then Baba, Fortune Teller Baba, brings Vegeta back down, gives him his day pass, because they're like, yo, man, you gotta help. Bulma and Trunks, your wife and son, are dead. Please help. And if Dende dies, the Dragon Balls go away, so it's also a matter of protecting Dende. The end of the Buu Saga is very intense. It's very good. Except for when they kind of just like write things out their ass, like Vegeta and Goku don't want to fuse because Vegeta finds that embarrassing, and then eventually they do fuse, but now because they use the earrings, it's permanent. Except Boo swallows them, and then they're not fused anymore, and they're just like, oh, I guess the energy in him caused us to unfuse. Huh? Whatever. They're able to weaken Boo from inside, and then he turns into Kid Boo, and Kid Boo is like, the Kid Boo fight, the final episodes with the Kid Boo fight is really, 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 really good. Like, the Boo Saga starts off really strong, has like the worst middle section, like the dog shittiest middle section. And then once it gets towards the end, it is phenomenal. Again, the Boo Saga has some of my favorite Dragon Ball moments, period, but it's such a slog to get through. The Spirit Bomb to save the world, the thumbs up Goku gives, the faith Vegeta actually puts into Goku finally like admitting he'll never be as strong, but he could sure as try to help. Like, it's such good character growth for Vegeta. There's so many good moments. It's just such a f***ing slog to get through. I hate it. The Boo Saga hurts. Anyway, that was a long-ass rant. The Boo Saga, it's getting a C. The Boo Saga, I'm sorry, it's a C. It's, like I said, the beginning with the World Tournament, which I'm not counting it with this Boo Saga specifically, but the World Tournament bit, phenomenal. The Boo Saga itself, the whole beginning World Tournament, beginning of the Boo Saga, and then like the end, and then it's back to being peak again. But that middle is such a sharp decline in quality. Like, it hurts. So yeah, no, C is where it's going. It's on the same level with the Saiyan Saga, because even though in Kai the Saiyan Saga is like 10 episodes, so it's pretty quick to get through, it's still just boring. This, even though the last 10 episodes are really good, you got 30 you gotta sit through and just wait for shit to happen. And that hurts it a lot. This one's gonna be quick. I'm not even gonna go full screen for this one. The end of Z, or the World Peace arc, the end of Z, despise. I hate the way Dragon Ball Z ends with a passion. For the people who haven't seen it, the short and skinny is, when Goku kills Boo, he makes a wish to King Yama, who is like the Saint Peter. He basically decides to go to heaven or hell, or otherworld or hell or whatever. He makes a wish, and it's just like, hey, I want Boo to be reincarnated as a good person. Just as strong, but still a good person. And Yama lets that happen. So we do a time skip to 10 years. And then Oob enters a world tournament, and Goku enters this world tournament, and through fury that he causes with good Majin Buu, he's up against Oob. They fight for a bit, and then he's like, hey man, you're pretty strong. How would you like to train with me? And then Oob's like, but I need money for my village. And he's like, don't worry, my son's married to Videl, who is Mr. Satan's daughter. He's rich. I'll load up your village with Mr. Satan's money. Asshole. And then he takes Oob, flies over to Chi-Chi, and it's just like, hey, I'm gonna go off for 10 years and go train Oob. You'll never see me again. Later, and then leaves. And that's just how Z ends. He spent like all of Z being a terrible father to Gohan and an even worse father to Goten, just for him to off and fly away with Oob to train for 10 years. Because I know it's 10 years, because if this is still the canon ending of Z, then that means GT's somehow canon. And even though that is a time skip, even though the end of Z is a 10-year time skip after the Buu Saga, GT is another 10-year time skip after that time skip. So 20 years after the Buu Saga, GT starts, and he's just finished training Oob, and everyone acts like they haven't seen Goku for 10 years. So he literally just f***s off and abandons everybody. And I get it, if Vegeta's like, oh, don't you want him to be happy? It's like, yeah, but what a dick. It turns Goku, who was a really fun, kind of airheaded, dumb main character, and like has a lot of shortcomings, but they're not like too reprehensible, into just like the worst. One of brain dead decision. Anyway, that is the end of Dragon Ball Z. We're gonna move on to Super, and then we're gonna be done. Let's get the f out of here. All right, so Super, we got the Battle of Gods. Now, for Battle of Gods and for Resurrection F, I did something when I watched it. I just watched the movies. I watched the episodes that took place in between each arc, and then I just watched the movies. I wasn't watching Super's retelling of the arcs because I know that they're bad. So, I'm going off my experience watching these movies. These movies, I guess I should throw Broly on here too. Let me grab Broly real quick. The Broly just got added. Anyway, Battle of Gods. I watched the movie instead of like watching Super's retelling. The Battle of Gods movie, Nobody fucking told me how good this was. The movie blew me away and was really funny. Honestly, I don't have a whole lot to say about it. Beerus, the purple cat dude, shows up because he has a premonition that he's going to fight a Super Saiyan God. So he kind of teaches Goku how to unleash God form. They fight for a bit. Goku kind of gives up and it's just like, yeah, you won. I can't fight. I can't win you. Like, you're too strong. And Beerus is like, I see potential in you. I'm not going to destroy the Earth. Well, he said he's going to destroy the Earth, and by definition, dirt is Earth, so he just kind of like flicks a rock and destroys that, and that's hilarious. And he sees potential in Goku, so he's like, I'm going to train you to be the best Super Saiyan God you can be so I can have a worthy fight. Battle of Gods, super good, phenomenal, really good movie. Give it an A. Just solid overall, great movie. Resurrection F, I'm not even going to go full screen for this. Plot is Frieza is back. And he has his gold form now. He trained to have a golden form. And Goku and Vegeta also trained to go Super Saiyan God Super Saiyan or Super Saiyan Blue. They fight, whatever. It's okay. The movie's alright. Honestly, not nearly as good. I'm going to put it in C. Not nearly as good as Battle of Gods was. The Goku Black arc. Goku Black irritates the fuck out of me. I watched this entire saga in one day. It's that good. Except the end. The ending is such a letdown. The ending is such a fucking letdown. Like, it sucks. I don't want to get too into it, but the gist is Trunks from the future comes back again and is like, yo man, shit is bad again. But this time, you gotta come to my future because this shit's not gonna happen in your timeline, it's happening in mine. So Goku and Vegeta and Bulma gotta come to my timeline and fix this shit. And they go, they fix it, or they fight forever, realize that Goku Black is actually invincible and they can't win, so they basically just destroy that universe to kill Goku Black and everything and everyone, and then just put Trunks and Mai in another universe where another Trunks and Mai exist. They just have to either coexist or never run into each other, and that's just how they end it. It's kind of a cop-out. Kind of feels like they made Goku Black too strong and didn't know what the f*** to do and how to beat him, so everything's just gone and put Trunks and Mai somewhere else. Like, it hurts. It hurt. It was so good. Goku Black, the Goku Black saga has and had, at least in the anime, I think the manga ending is different and better, but that saga had the potential to be the best, like one of the best on the S tier ranks with these three. However, as it stands and how it ends, I still want to almost give it an A because it is so good until the last 2 episodes. Yeah, I'm going to put it an A. It's so good until those last episodes. It's good enough that even my wife, who wasn't watching Dragon Ball at all, was kind of like half invested. And that's pretty cool. Tournament of Power arc. What can I say? I think it's a little too long. But learning how much I love tournaments here, when I found out that the end of Super was a long tournament, I was like, I think it's a little too long. I think it could have been shortened up just a hair. I think there's some things that are definitely done just for fan service, like Roshi shouldn't have lasted as long as he did. Krillin shouldn't have been the first one out. I think that's kind of stupid. They did that because it's funny, because Krillin. I get that. I understand. It's still really good, though. Like, if you like tournament sagas, pretty good. I haven't watched Yu Yu Hakusho. I know that has, like, voted upon the best tournament saga arc, whatever. I don't care. I'll watch it eventually. I'll get there. I'm watching One Piece right now, okay? My schedule's pretty booked. Tournament Power is really, really, really fun. The ending, phenomenal. Ultra Instinct, even though it kind of feels like Ultra Instinct is like the perfect Super Saiyan 3, whereas in Super Saiyan 3 felt like Goku kind of pulled it out of his ass. Ultra Instinct also feels like he pulled it out of his ass. But it is explained much, much, much better as to why it's happening and what's going on with Whis and Beerus talking about it. Like, they're just like, oh, Goku finally stopped thinking and is just letting his instincts take over, and that's great. Like, it's so good. Autonomous Ultra Instinct, which I guess it's called something else, but in the American dub, it's Autonomous Ultra Instinct. Really cool. Also, that sick, like, grind with the Kamehameha that he did with Kefla's beam. I showed a clip of it in, the last video I did. My favorite thing is, so, ooh, whoever decided to do that, kudos. That's sick. I'm going to try to show some footage of what I'm talking about, but Toei does not like their show getting shown off, so I'm going to show it very loosely. hype. The ending, so cool. Frieza kind of gets a redemption, kind of. I mean, he's still being a prejudiced evil bitch, but he's a little better. He's a little bit more helpful, because he also knows that if he lets everyone die, his universe is gone, and then he'll have no universe to rule. So he's kind of just like, I have to help these bozos if I want to still be king. But yeah, no, the Tournament of Power is super fun, really fun. And lastly, Dragon Ball Super Broly. I know that Super Heroes is out. I have not watched it yet. Please release it on Blu-ray. I want to see it. But as of right now, this is the last Dragon Ball movie I have seen. Dragon Ball Super Broly. You don't really even have to watch Dragon Ball to watch it. I didn't watch Dragon Ball and I watched it. And then having all of this knowledge now, Broly's sick. This movie starts off a little slow, but once it gets going, man, it cooks. It's chef's kiss. Phenomenal. Absolutely. Yeah, there's not a whole lot I can say. When Caulifla and Caulifla and Kale, when they showed Kale going into like the green Super Saiyan, and everyone was like, oh, it's the legendary Super Saiyan. I feel like that was kind of their backdoor, like, hey, everyone's strong enough, we can make Broly canon. So I knew it was like only a matter of time before Broly was going to show up, and here he is. And they gave him an actual backstory that makes perfect sense, instead of him just being angry that Goku was crying as a baby. And yeah, the Broly movie's phenomenal. It's super, super good. But yeah, that's gonna do. I'm looking. Yeah, I think that's gonna do the tier list. All in all, Dragon Ball Z, get your expectations in check if you haven't watched it. It is pretty stupid. It is pretty standard shonen. It is pretty standard, I'm going to scream and then hit hard and win. But it's a lot of fun. I like it a lot. I like these characters a hell of a lot, and I could just watch them just kind of hang out and be characters. And a lot of Super is that. It's just kind of characters hanging out, and I appreciate that a lot. But yeah, that's going to do it. And anyway, what do you think of my tier list? Do you agree? Do you disagree? Do you hate me? Do you think I'm stupid? Probably. I think I'm stupid. But here's everything. So S tier is Frieza, Cell Games, World Tournament, Broly. A is Battle of Gods, Goku Black, Tournament of Power. B is Android Saga. C is Saiyan Saga, Majin Buu Saga, Resurrection F. And then D is World Peace Saga, because that sucks. But what do you think? How would you organize it? Leave it down in the comments below. No, for real. It's I know a lot of people like the Buu Saga, and I want to know why. The ending's hype is everything leading up to the ending sucks. So yeah, let me know in the comments how you would leave this, how you would make this tier list, because I'm curious. But anyway, I thank you for watching, and this will be the last video of January, and then I will be going on a minor hiatus in February. Might lead a little bit into March. Not sure. I'll keep you guys posted on community updates and Twitter. So let me put up the streaming thing. Follow my Twitter. It's right here at Trent, and I'll give you updates on what's going on. Thanks for watching, and I hope to have this out very quick. I'm having a very quick turnaround on this video. But yeah, thanks for watching, and I hope you enjoyed. And let's hope that we get that Dragon Ball Super anime continuation soon. Because if not, I'm gonna have to start reading the manga, because it is going places. But thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Later. Also, I lied. I'm not gonna see you yet. Give me video suggestions. This is kind of weird, I know, but give me some video suggestions you guys want to see. What do you want to see? Like, I kind of want to do like a game collection. I don't know, I'm holding this. Look at this. I kind of want to do like a game collection video. I don't know if I'll do it all in one big video or just by like Game Boy games, PlayStation games, Nintendo 60, or I don't have an N64. What the f? NES, Super Nintendo. Like, I don't know if I'll do it in sections, one large video, but if you want to see a game collection video, let me know, because I can always talk about that. But yeah, let me know what you guys want to see, and I'll try to do it if I can. But until next time, I will see you later. Now I'm for real leaving. I thank you for watching so much, and I'll catch you in the next video. Bye.